Hey, what is up guys, and welcome to another video. So in this video we are going to be replacing the torque and rear mount on a second gen Toyota Vios or 2009-2012 Toyota Yaris. So in the previous video you saw that we replaced the passenger front top mount. So now we are going to be replacing, I thought it was going to be 4 videos, but it's actually 3. So I got the car set up. If you're doing what I'm doing, I got the front of the car up on ramps, and then I got a thick concrete brick underneath the jack. That way it can reach the height to hold up where the transmission and the engine mounts together. Well, mates together, pretty much. So these two mounts are actually connected to each other. So it's gonna be, instead of 2-part video, it's gonna be 1 video. And then the last one is the transmission mount. And we'll see if I have enough sunshine before it starts raining again. So these are the 2 parts that will be getting replaced today in today's video. Like I did in the previous video, I'll link, if you want the whole entire kit that comes with all the mounts for the automatic transmission, I'll have it listed in the description, and I'll also supply the part numbers. So let me keep these plastics in here, that way it's going away. So you're gonna need these 2 because, like I said, they connected with each other. So you're going to need an adjustable wrench. You're going to need a 14mm swivel long extension and a 19mm. That's all the tools you're going to need. Besides, let me get underneath here. So I just got there's actually no pressure added to the bottom of the car. Let me zoom you out. All right, so I got it pressed up against the transmission. The actual engine and transmission mating area is right here. I didn't do it here, I did it right here. So it's right up from the drain plug for the automatic transmission. So this is one mount. Let me show you. This mount is the one that's bolted to here. And then this one is sandwiched in between, and it's mounted up there and right here. Sandwiched right in between this one. So I'm gonna set y'all up on the tripod and we're gonna begin. Now I got this thick concrete slab right underneath the jack, just so it can reach the bottom of the transmission. Due to the ramps I'm using, they kind of high up, plus my front of my driveway is kind of going in a decline. So let me set you up on the tripod. We're going to begin removing the 2 14mm. So it's 1 14mm right here, and then right behind, right here where you see my middle finger, right here, that's where the other 14mm is. Now I said have a long extension, it's because if the bolt's too tight, you can use a ratchet, but if the bolt's too tight, the way I'm doing it, I'm not even gonna bother using a ratchet because I don't want to make this video longer than what it should, doing it with a ratchet. So I'm gonna have a long extension and I'm gonna hit it from this side with my impact. So let me set you down on the tripod and we're gonna begin. I'm trying not to hit the camera. And make sure if you're doing this method with a long extension, I didn't know it was this close to the jack. But if you're gonna be doing this with the impact, make sure your engine is cold because you will be close to the exhaust. Alright, so if you're doing it with the long extension reaching from back here, make sure your car's cold because you don't want to be doing this with I gotta make sure my impact's on the right direction. If I'm blocking the camera for a moment, I'm sorry, I apologize. Trying to go above the oxygen sensor. All right, so it feels like it's on. So use a breaker bar and just hit it from right here. So let me see where it's at. Well, feel for it because I really can't see where I'm at. Plus I got the jack in my way, so it's not really working in my favor. Alright, so we're gonna remove this 14 mil. Going to remove the 19. This 19. Alright, that's up. Alright, so now we're gonna remove this. Alright, now that we got the top mount out, now we want to remove these two grommets. You're gonna need a pry tool. So let's get behind it and pull it out. Make sure you don't lose the grommets. If you do, you could easily replace them, but I try not to lose anything. Alright, I'm hitting the camera. I don't mean to. Alright, so I got it out. And it's a two-piece, so it wraps around. And now we can fully move this, take this out. Now we're gonna get our new ones. I just realized that the camera wasn't recording because I didn't know I accidentally had the volume button pushed on this. So when I hit record, this was stopping it from recording. So luckily I didn't get to installing the bolts, reinstalling the bolts, something like that. So I let the jack down. And then I put a second thick cement block underneath the jack. I'm not worried. The car's still on ramps. Just, you can see it's still steady on the ramp. So I let remember you still got the driver and the transmission mounts holding, so you're good. So I let the jack down. And then I repositioned the jack to go underneath the first lip that's right here, which is right underneath. And the reason for that is if you're doing this in your driveway, jacking it up from this point of the engine, it's pulling the engine back towards the front of the car, so you can sit there and install both of these bolts back in, and all the bolt holes will line up perfectly if you do it what I'm doing right now. So I do apologize. I didn't realize that the camera stopped recording, but I'm just repeating what I did. So I moved it, I jacked it up in this point like I mentioned, and the motor starts pulling this way when you're jacking it up. If you keep it over here, the motor is going backwards and it'll start hitting the subframe. So hopefully you realize what I'm saying. So I'm gonna set you on the tripod and make sure that this portion ain't hitting the volume button anymore. Alright, so it's not stopping. Alright, so I'm good. Alright, so when we're gonna install these two pieces, the nut that's welded to this mount is going towards the driver's side. And then this sits in this orientation, right in between to where that's going in there. So we're gonna slide it into its hole. Well, let me slide that in first. I'm gonna push that all the way to the back. This is still recording. Yeah, all right. And then we're gonna slide this upwards, right in between. Well, slide it up first. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna put this 14 mil bolt back in. We're not going to tighten it all the way. We just having everything pretty much set in place for when we start installing everything properly. All right, so I'm gonna move this forward so this bolt hole lines up. I'm trying to make sure I don't get my head in the way of the camera, because I am very limited on the space I'm in right now due to the jack. It's a new position. So I think that's perfect. All right, there we go. So the one with the washer, that's the one that goes upwards. And then the other one goes in between here. So I'm just gonna put that into there. All right. And then we're gonna put the two nuts back to where we got them from. So let me get the old one. So on the back side, remember how we took it out. There's a bolt right here and then a bolt right there. So two 14 mil bolts. So I'm gonna move the camera so I can sit there and get back here to reinstall those two bolts, and then I'll be right back. All right, so I got the two top back bolts in. So now we're gonna reinstall this piece. So you can open it up and reach it around, and then line this side up and push it back into its hole. And then this, just wrap it around. This piece is in the back, make sure the hose lined up. And then put the front side in and lock that into its hole. I'm trying to look around the camera. All right, there we go. All right, so this is back fully installed. The back portion is fully installed. Now we're going to tighten this 14 mil bolt and then tighten these two, and then we're done. All right. Now we're going to tighten this one. Let's tighten. Now the 14 mil. All right, so now we can let the jack down. And voila. That's how you place the rear torque mount and rear engine mount on a 1NZ FE motor. So for 2009 to 2012, 2007 to 2012, Toyota Yaris, second gen Toyota Vios, Toyota Belta, Scion XA, Scion XB, and every other vehicle with a 1NZ FE motor. I'll have it listed in the description like always. That's it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one. Peace.